cross-leg position, or maybe bring the legs out in front of you if that's more comfortable. If you'd like to sit on a block or on a rolled up mat to give you a little bit more height, you may find that more comfortable. You're going to lift your spine up nice and tall. Just take a moment to connect into the sensations in your body. Gently closing your eyes. And scanning from head to toe. So each time we come to our mat, we are a different person. We've had a variety of different experiences up until this point. We've slept differently, we've eaten differently. We've had different thoughts, different interactions. Sometimes these leave very large effects on the body, and sometimes they leave very small effects. But taking the time to notice the effects really helps when it comes to your mindfulness practice. It'll help you to identify whether you want to push yourself a little bit harder in the practice today, whether you want to ease back out of the intensity a little bit. And this may change from moment to moment within the practice. There's no hard and fast rule about how hard or how fast you need to go. You take each pose as it comes, each breath as it comes. If you need to rest, you rest. If you want to increase the intensity, you can do that as well. We'll take a few rounds of simple box breath this morning, starting by exhaling all of the air out. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Increasing to 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Increasing to 6. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Last round. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Inhale back to a normal breath now without holding. Slow inhale, slow exhale at a manageable pace. So breathing for 4 or 5. Slight extension in the breath, but maintaining an even, easy breath. Noticing the effects of your pranayama physically, mentally, energetically. Holding no negative or positive attachments to the effect. Just simply seeing it as is. And on the exhale breath, you can slowly release your hands down to the floor in front of you, melting over your elbows. Drop your head down, relax the head, neck and shoulders. Focus your exhale breath to really release down. On your inhale breath, roll yourself up to sitting, floating the arms up to the sky. Hook the thumbs above you and spread your fingers nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back and try to open the armpits onto the back body. The elbows can soften here a little bit to open the chest a bit deeper. Let's inhale, leaning over to the right hand side, looking underneath your left arm. And then inhale up to the center, reaching over to the left hand side, looking underneath the left arm. And then inhaling back up to center. Releasing the hands down, coming over onto hands and knees. And making your way into your tabletop. We're going to work into a side-to-side movement. So you're going to curl the left shoulder and the left hip into a C curve. And then inhale to the center, right shoulder and right hip into a C curve. Inhale to the center, flowing with your breath here. Exhale to squeeze and inhale neutral. Exhale to squeeze the other side. And inhale to neutral. And then inhaling to the neutral spine. Take us now into the cat-cow. Inhaling to drop the belly, lift the face and hips. And exhale to round the back, tucking chin to chest. Flow with your breath. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale to round. Working into each part of the spine. Working the neck, the upper back, middle back, lower back, and into the hips as well. Coming back into your neutral spine and then lifting it to a downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift your knees off the mat. Hover here for a moment. Start to round into your back, engaging the core muscles. Slide your hips towards your heels, stretching the upper back, and then lifting the hips up to the sky, slowly straightening the legs. Going to heel toe the legs a few times here. Make sure you're really relaxing into the neck, creating length.
Sliding the shoulders away from the ears just a little bit to create more space. Lift right up onto the toe of the bent knee side. And then turn the gaze underneath one arm and then underneath the other. And then sinking both heels back down to the floor, taking the right leg to the sky, and just roll the ankle a few times. Change the direction of the roll the opposite way. And then bring the foot forward into a lunge, dropping the back knee down to the mat. Inhale the hands onto the front thigh, and then slide the hips forward as you open up through the heart. You don't have to take us too far at this stage, just gently lifting, softening into the back quad and the back hip flexor. Let's release the hands back down and coming back into your downward facing dog. Lift the back knee off the floor and stepping back into downward facing dog. Taking your left leg up to the sky, turning the ankle clockwise and turning the ankle anti-clockwise. Let's exhale to step the foot forward into lunge and drop the back knee to the mat. Lifting up just to the front thigh and then sliding the hips forward as you open up through the chest. Create a sense of surrender and release into the space without working too hard at this point. Maintaining balance by engaging the inner thighs. Releasing the hands down, this time stepping forward. Lift the back knee off the floor and step to the front of the mat into flat back. Lifting open through the chest. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Engage the legs, engage the spine in your forward fold. Flicking the tailbone up, the knees can be bent, that's fine. And then flop, completely relax. Drop the thighs, drop the head, drop the shoulders. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Lifting from the back of the shoulders, standing into Tadasana. Make whatever adjustments you need to find your correct alignment in your Tadasana. Let's inhale, float the arms up to the sky. And exhale to forward fold. Lifting halfway up, flat back. Second round of forward fold. Inhaling, lifting the chest up, flat back. And exhale, stepping the right leg into lunge. Sink your hips low as you lift open through the front chest. Inhale to step back into plank. And engage the core muscles in your plank. Feel light in the hands, light in the feet, and really strong into the thighs and abdomen. Lowering knees, chest, and chin on your exhale. Holding here, lift into the lower belly. Coming back into plank, inhale, arms straight, exhale, legs straight. Taking for a second round, knees, chest, and chin. And then sliding onto the tummy, point the toes, float the fingers just off the floor into low cobra. Draw the shoulder blades back as you open up through the heart. Releasing down, tucking the toes. Engage into the thighs as inhale, plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, taking the right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper right arm. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper left arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step the foot forward into lunge. Sinking the hips low, lifting the chest high. Inhale together, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Bend your knees, flop your arms, drop your head. Press heavily into the heels as you roll up, lifting from the shoulders. Engage the thigh muscles to lift. Unwind slowly into Tadasana. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, the left leg steps into lunge. Inhale, plank. And finding lightness in your plank. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin. Use the bandhas, use the breath, back into plank. You have the option now of knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga, all the way down to the floor. Keeping the hands lightly underneath the shoulders, let's inhale, cobra pose. Elbows stay bent and the elbows wrap into the ribcage in cobra. Hips are on the floor for cobra. Strong through the legs. Exhale to release down. Tuck the toes. Inhale, plank. And exhale, downward dog. On the inhale breath, taking the right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to left upper arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to upper right arm. And inhale, lift. Exhale, stepping forward into lunge. Sink the hips low, lift the chest high. Inhale, forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, bending knees, reaching arms up. Sitting heavy into the heels, engage into the tummy. Going to bring your hands together at the heart center. Twisting now to the right side. Left elbow to the outer edge of the right knee. Check the knees are still in line. And then twist your chest over to that right elbow. Inhale to the center and taking it to the other side. So now the right elbow to the left thigh. Check the knees are still in line and then press your elbow against your leg to gaze over the left elbow. Let's inhale to the center and then exhale to forward fold. Lifting the chest open on a flat back. Walk, step or hop yourself through a vinyasa of your choice. So stepping back or hopping, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, up dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. On your inhale breath, taking the right leg to the sky. Stepping the foot forward, warrior one. So you're squaring the hips towards the front of your mat. Feet open hip distance wide so you can get the middle toes on parallel lines. Back heel is on the floor for warrior one. So step forward until you can get your heel on the floor. Lift up out of the lower back. And then inhale to open the elbows, bringing left elbow underneath right into eagle arms. Lift open through the heart. And then coming into humble warrior, keeping the interlocked arms. Dropping your head down. Push your left hip a little bit forward, your right hip a little bit back. And really release that upper body, dropping those fingertips towards the floor. On the inhale breath, lifting up, you're going to really engage into bandhas as you now step the back foot forward into your eagle balance. Still keeping the interlocked arms, lift the elbows, push the forearms away as you square through the hips and engage those inner thighs. Coming into a challenging movement now by lifting your left leg, sliding that foot back into a warrior 3 variation. From here, release yourself down, foot, hands to the mat. So you're in your lunge position. We're going to lift that front leg up and back into a 3-legged dog. So taking the right leg up and back. Open up the hip to look underneath your right arm. Lifting that right leg as high as you can. Bend into the knee. Coming into a standing scorpion. And then straightening that leg again. You have the option of moving through a regular vinyasa or a 3-legged vinyasa. All the monkeys are here and all the dogs are going crazy. So moving through a regular vinyasa or a 3-legged vinyasa. And then dropping the foot back down into your downward facing dog. Let's bring the knees to the mat for a moment. Take a short break in child's pose. And then when you're ready, coming back into your downward facing dog. On the inhale breath, gaze in between the hands, walk, step or hop yourself into flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Bending knees, reaching arms up, Utkatasana. Bringing the hands together in the heart center, we'll take it into the twist for a second round. So bringing left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh. Sit nice and low into those hips, really heavy into the heels. Stay with the arms exactly as they are, or extend the left fingers to the floor, the right fingers to the sky. Deep rotation into the lats here. We'll take it to the other side, coming back into chair pose to begin. And then over to the other side. So get the right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Palms touch. You can stay here or come into the extended fingers. Let's inhale, coming back to Utkatasana. And exhale to forward fold, as thighs are probably burning by now. Stretch out the thighs. On your inhale breath, lifting halfway up into flat back. Walk, step or hop yourself through a vinyasa of your choice. Remembering that coming straight into down dog is an option as well. On the inhale breath, taking the left leg to the sky and stepping the foot forward, warrior 1. Square the hips, open up the heart, anchor down through your back heel, and then slide the front knee down a bit deeper. Let's come into eagle arms. This time we're going to bring right elbow underneath left. Inhale to lift the chest up. And then exhale, forward fold into humble warrior. Square the hips. Release the upper body. Inhale, start to lift up, and you're going to swing the back leg forward into eagle balance, Garudasana. Choosing a drishti point probably on the back of your arm. Sink the hips a little bit lower as you lift the elbows a little bit higher. Let's transition now to warrior 3. So sliding that right foot back. Reach the head forward, reach the heel back. Lift the heart, lift the leg to the same height. And then release the hands down, stepping yourself back into lunge. And then the front leg lifts up and back, 3-legged dog. Lift your leg as high as you can, gazing underneath your left arm. Standing scorpion by bending into the top knee. Inhale, releasing center. Either hold in your down dog, move through a regular vinyasa or a 3-legged vinyasa. And then dropping the foot down, coming into child's pose. Yogi's choice for knee and arm alignment. Taking 2 more rounds of breath in your child's pose. And then when you're ready, making your way into downward facing dog. Let's inhale, taking the right leg to the sky. Exhaling, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Knee to right upper arm. Inhale to lift. Knee to left upper arm, holding it here. Slide the foot out in front of you. Drop the back heel down and take the left arm up to the sky into fallen star. See if you can slide the feet away, opening up the chest and reaching the top arm overhead. From here, take the top hand, swinging it down as you lower the hips. So you're now facing out sideways into a wide leg. Lift open through the heart and gently forward fold between the thighs. On your inhale breath, walk the hands back in. You're going to rotate the hands to the front of the mat, lifting the hips back up. So just the feet are on the floor, toes of the back foot, side of the front foot. You're going to come back now into a knee to face. So slide the knee to the face, and then shift into pigeon pose, bringing the right knee to the right wrist, the foot to the left side of the mat. Slide the back foot a little bit further back, opening up through the heart, and then gently dropping down onto the elbows. You can stay on your elbows, or you can bring the hands underneath the forehead. You can stay here, or maybe even interlocking fingers, pointing pinky, forefinger, and thumb, and then resting the head to the mat. If you feel that you need a challenge, so this is intense for a lot of people, stay exactly as you are if this is very intense. If you need more intensity, you're now going to press the right hand down, slide your left arm under, threading the needle, bringing the head down, and your right arm over to hook onto the big toe. Let's release out of this pose by floating the top arm up, rotating center, and then everyone meeting together to walk the hands back in. Stay in the middle. So often we now drop onto that front thigh, prepping into mermaid, but today we're going to stay in the middle, which means you might not go as deeply as before. That's totally fine. You need to bend into that back knee. If you've got the space, you hold onto that foot. If you don't have the space, you just keep the knee bent and let it stay there with the hands in front of you. So working into a space that works for you. If you have a belt nearby or a strap, you can also bring the strap around the toes. See how it feels. If you'd like to take this into the full mermaid, you're now going to interlock the fingers, balancing between the two thighs evenly. And then gently releasing yourself from there. So it doesn't matter how far you went today, as long as you felt that you were getting a stretch within your body's needs. From here, we're now going to lift the knee to the face again. So coming back into the tiger curl. Step your foot between your hands, drop the back heel down, warrior two. So this front hip and glute have worked quite hard. We won't hold our warrior two for long. Straighten into that front thigh. Let's take it into triangle pose. Reach forward. And then shifting your weight over your shin, left arm to the sky. Remember to make the back of the neck feel long and spacious. Rotating the ribcage up to the sky. The hip bone rotates slightly down in a counter movement. The rotation is more important than the fold. The fold will come with time once those muscles lengthen out. Focus first on getting the ribcage to lift. Let's inhale, lifting back up, coming into reclining triangle. Sliding the right arm up, the left hand down. And as you gently melt over that back leg, stretching those front torso muscles. Inhale, coming back to center. Rebend the front knee, cartwheeling hands down, stepping back into down dog, into child's pose, or through a vinyasa. Drop the knees down into child's pose for a moment. And use this as an opportunity to reconnect to the breath, reconnect to your intentions. And then when you are ready, lifting back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And we're going to repeat all of that on the left side. So starting by lifting the left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to left upper arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right upper arm. Holding it here. Kick the foot out now. Drop the back heel down and take the top arm up. So we're in our fallen star. So you're extending wide, feeling as though you could come into the splits from here. You're now going to sweep the top arm down and rotate to sit into the wide leg forward fold. Lift the feet, toes up to the sky, and then gently melt your way forward. On your inhale breath, walk your way back. Rotate to the front of your mat again. So we're going to lift back into that tiger curl. Front knee to face. Tuck the back toes. Lift. Front knee to face. And then shifting into pigeon pose. Bringing the left knee to the left wrist. The foot to the right edge of the mat. And sliding your back foot away from the center line. Lift open through the heart here. Coming down onto elbows. You can stay here. You can come down onto stacked hands. Remember to stack a different hand on top. Or if you're comfortable, to come down all the way. You can interlock the fingers, pointing pinky, forefinger, and thumb, and resting the forehead down. Make sure the hips are square. Make sure the torso is lengthening. And make sure you're surrendering to this pose. Don't hold tension. Release it, relax it. Soften it away. If you came into the twist on the other side, you'll do so again, pressing the left hand down, right arm to thread, turn the gaze to the right fingers, and then left arm over, hooking onto the lower back, the hip, or your front big toe. From here, let's release down. If you're in your twists, rotating center, and then everyone lifting up to meet. So we're aiming to stay in the center line today, not dropping into that front hip if you can. Obviously, if that's not going to work, you can drop into that front hip. Let's bend into the back leg to begin. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you hold onto the foot. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you draw the elbow into the toes. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you come into your mermaid. If you need to drop into that front hip, that's fine. But if you can maintain the balance in between, then that's going to work the back quad quite deeply. And then releasing gently from here. Okay, preparing yourself to come back into your tiger curl. So the front knee to face. Lift up, core muscles. Step the foot between the hands. Warrior two. Inhale to lift. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Let's sigh that breath out. Straightening the front leg into Trikonasana. If you're too wide, one heel, one toe of that back foot really helps. Extend forward, dropping down into your Trikonasana. This is a lovely, simple pose that feels very, very effective. Open up the chest. Slide the hips back, reach the head forward. Make sure your neck is in a comfortable space. So play with the alignment of the neck until you find a place that works. Let's lift into reclining triangle, float up on the inhale, back on the exhale.
Inhale to center, re-bend the front knee, cartwheel, hands down to the mat, stepping back, down dog, child's pose, or vinyasa, up to you. And then dropping the knees to the mat, coming into child's pose. Yogi's choice for leg and arm alignment. You can have knees together or knees wide, arms in front of you or next to the hips. We're going to take this child's pose into rabbit. So bring the knees together, bring the feet together, and bring your hands back next to the feet. You're going to hold onto the heels, gripping quite tight here, so you need a firm grasp into the hands. Draw the heels as close together as you can, tuck your chin to your chest, and now lift your hips up. The head just very lightly touches the mat. For some people it might even float, and that's fine. Lift your hips, draw the heels together, and feel the stretch across the back of the shoulder blades. And then slowly sinking yourself down. You can bring the hands under the forehead. And then moving now into dolphin pose. So you're going to set yourself up to come onto the knees, and you're going to cross your fingers to the outside of the biceps. So it's not the elbows, but the outside of the biceps. And in that way, the elbows are underneath the shoulders at a very slight inward angle. You want to keep that, that angle so that the shoulders are not going to collapse when you lift up. We bring the palms to touch, and if you have a baggy shirt on, you might want to tuck it in so that it doesn't go flying over your face when you lift up. We're going to lift onto the toes and walk your feet in, lifting the hips over the shoulders. Open the feet wide if this is challenging, or bring the feet closer together if it's not. Really lift the shoulders away from the ears and slide your chest back towards your thighs. Make sure the neck is comfortable. The head is off the floor and the neck is comfortable. One more breath. And then let's curl down, lowering into child's pose. Quite an intense shoulder workout here. So we'll work through a series of increasing intensity over the next few postures. If you found that dolphin pose is not going to work for your shoulders, if there's too much strain into the neck, or if you've got shoulder issues, please rather come back and do another rabbit pose. That's a lot less intense because there's no weight in the neck and the shoulders are getting a lovely stretch without taking too much intensity. If you feel that the dolphin pose is okay and you want to increase that intensity, you'll take one foot up to the sky, hold for a few breaths, and then come down to child's pose, and then the other foot up for a few breaths, holding into child's pose. If you feel that you're ready to come into a headstand, I'll demonstrate that for you now. Please just be very aware of what's happening with the neck and the shoulders in your headstand, and don't over-intensify if your body is not ready for it yet. Stick with the dolphin pose. So here you're going to bring the same arm alignment, interlocking the fingers, one finger in front of the other, so one finger doesn't get squashed underneath. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest, holding the back of the skull, crown of the head on the floor. You lift the legs up, and again you can slide a piece of paper underneath your head, walk your feet in, float one leg to the sky, and then lift that leg so much that the other leg just starts to float behind it.
You can do this against a wall as well, pressing the top foot into the wall. Now press your elbows down. So whether you're in your dolphin, your headstand, lift the shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long. Take the strain out the lower back. If you're in your dolphin pose, you switched over to the other side. If you're in your rabbit pose, drop down into child's pose. Let's take one more breath here. You're going to slowly release yourself, whatever posture you're in. Slowly, slowly coming down. And everyone's going to meet into child's pose. Slowly roll yourself back up to sit. You can sit on the hips if that's more comfortable for you. We could stay sitting on your heels. So just turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Back to center over the left shoulder. Back to center. Exhale the chin down to the chest. Inhale, lift the head without compressing the back of the neck. Feel lengthening in the back of the spine. And then coming down to sit. Let's swing the legs out in front of you. Sitting into your Dandasana, lifting up tall, into the lower back, crown of the head lifting up, float your arms, and then exhale to forward fold into Paschimottanasana. Keeping the heels in line with the hip bones, there's a bit of space for you to forward fold. Feet flat against an imaginary surface, big toe and baby toe, inner and outer arch. Lengthening the spine as you go, little undulations of folds. One more breath in this very active space, and then just flop. Drop your toes, drop your head, round the back, completely flop. Start to roll yourself back up to center, and then make sure there's some space behind you. You're going to roll all the way to the floor. Coming all the way down. Bending into the knees. Open the feet as wide as the mat, arms in a T shape. And just take a few rounds of windscreen wiper here. Dropping from side to side. You can rotate the head as well if that feels comfortable to do so. If not, keep the gaze up at the sky. And then coming back to the center, hug the knees into the chest. Taking a spinal twist of your choice. You can either drop both legs down to one side or just keep one knee in and drop that across the body. Or you can come into eagle twist, wrapping the thighs around one another. Arms out in a T shape. Exhale to drop the legs. Just adjust the body to feel spacious. Close your eyes. Take a nice big inhale, breath through the nose. And sigh the breath out. return to the center, unwrap the legs, take the knees into the chest, just to find a bit of stability before twisting to the other side. So repeating double leg, single leg, or eagle twist. Adjust yourself so that you can find space and really let go in this pose. Deep breath through the nose and sigh. Return to the center, unwrap the legs, hug the knees into the chest. Make sure the lower back feels really supported and expansive. And then start preparing for Shavasana, bringing the feet down as wide as the mat. Check the hips are square, check the shoulders are square. Adjust your clothes to feel comfortable. Move your ponytail out from behind the back of your skull. Spread the sitting bones. We'll come into a self-massage by using the two forefingers, the forefinger and middle finger, coming up along the back of the spine, either side of the spine. Lift your head slightly, tilting the chin, and then releasing the head back down. Thumbs to the middle of the eyebrows, running over the eyebrows, into the temples. Little massage. Coming back to the middle, running the line above the eyebrows this time, into the temples, a circular movement. Back to the midline again, another line up and into the temples. One more time, coming from the middle of the eyebrows right up to the hairline, down along the hairline, over the temples, over the upper jaw, into the lower jaw. And then massaging into the joints between the jaws. Quite nice to run a thumb underneath the cheekbones into the zygomatic arch. A lot of sinus stress in this area, so massaging out under the cheekbones can be very releasing for sinus issues. And once you feel that you've had a fairly decent manipulation into the facial muscles, then relax the hands back down next to the hips. Eyes softly closed. Breath completely natural and relaxed, but staying mindful of the breath. Try to avoid letting the mind drift off into Never Never Land. Try to stay aware of the relaxation process to help deepen the internalization. slowly start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Gently running your thumb over each fingertip. Wiggling each toe. Rolling your ankles and your wrists. Coming into a full body stretch, reaching the arms over, drawing the feet together. Yawning or sighing as you expand the body. Bending your knees and rolling onto your side in a fetal position. Stay in this space for a moment. On your inhale breath, making your way into a comfortable seated position. Drawing hands together at your heart. Feeling both alert and relaxed, energized and calm. We'll close the class by chanting Om once and Shanti 3 times. Taking a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Raising your hands to your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Lowering your hands to your lips, to your heart, to your mat. Bowing forward in recognition of your practice. Blinking your eyes open. Inhaling to lift. Namaste.